Alright, here is my demonstration on how we actually set up the CAM portion for the text. And it's very similar to other programs that you're going to do, but it's actually pretty simple. So what we're going to do is make sure that we have the CAM screen up. Now we're actually going to make sure we call up that tool, and for this example I have a 3/16 drill. Again, you want to check with your instructor if it's an end mill or whatever size it is. You need to make sure you get that right, of course, and it matches what's loaded up in the machine. Now we're going to click OK, and I'm going to do a rapid move here, and I always like to rapid move it up above my piece over here in the XZ plane. And then we are going to click on the roughing section, and I'm going to click on text. Oh, I first have to switch on the spindle. Forgot about that part. Click on the periphery. Go ahead and switch on the spindle. Now I'm ready to do my milling. I'm going to do my text milling or engraving. I'm going to click that. I'm going to click on the actual text on the outline, and then I'm going to come over here to the checkbox. Now, here's what you want to do. This has already been set for me at negative 0 point, same thing, 0.0625. That is, if you look at your equivalency chart, that is 1/16 of an inch deep. Now, I found that that's a pretty good depth for text milling, is 1/16 of an inch. So you don't really want to go deeper than that unless you really want to on your design, but I found a 1/16 of an inch works pretty well. All right, your return, so how far it's going to come up, I set that to 0.1. 3 inches per minute, that's the feed rate down. 4 inches per minute is pretty good for most of our milling. This part right here, you can just leave it as 1.0. for our purposes here, and then the spindle speed depends upon your actual type of material. For the hard white plastic, the high density plastic, I found that 17 or 1800 works pretty well. We'll set it at 1700. Usually the harder the material, a little slower you want to go, but that again depends on the type of material it is and what its properties are. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And you can see, there it goes. Okay, now if I click on the 3D, let's see if we can pick this up on this. We're pretty far out there. I'll click on stop. I'm going to reset, and I'm going to go to setup view. I'm going to look straight down on it, and I'm going to go to setup display, and I do not want to see the clamping device. And I want this to be solid. Okay, let's see what we can do with that. There it is. That looks pretty darn cool. Now, if I were to change the display, oh, sorry about that, change the view, I can look at it at more of an angle. Click this one. And if you notice, it's got kind of a little cavern look to it, I call it. It actually, and that's because of the fact that it's an actual drill bit that's milling this out. So there you have it. That is how you set up the CAM program for the text. And of course, you want to check with your instructor before you do any milling to make sure that your machine is set up correctly with the right end mill or bit, whichever we're going to use. And you can see the possibilities are very, very, very infinite when it comes to milling this.